So of course a brand new roadmap, which is what you're seeing in the background, was released yesterday for Marvel's Avengers. I've had tons of you guys asking what my thoughts are on it, and well, I know a lot of people are kind of in a situation where they said, well, it's actually not technically 100% what I was expecting. But hey, that's what this video is basically for, because a lot of stuff has been going on after they revealed that roadmap, which is gonna just get you super excited, because there is also this theory going around from a lot of people that, you know, maybe the whole reason why, sure, we technically got our first look at Spider-Man on the roadmap, right? But when I say our first look, I mean it's literally just a matter of him web swinging. Like, you can't really get a gist off the actual character design, I guess you could say. But a lot of people's theory is with the PlayStation show today, of course, and the whole situation with the rumor of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which I guess would just be on also PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, it may well be in a situation where they kind of had to not necessarily hold it off, but kind of not reveal too much, because all the attention needs to be on the announcement today. Now again, of course, that's simply just a theory. There's no actual sort of solid evidence behind that. It's just a matter of kind of like assuming, right? Because we know that it's been a pretty lengthy time since the last Spider-Man game on PlayStation 4, and we know that was a big success. So hey, let's see what happens today. But nonetheless, let me break down with what's been going on, because Paul Tassi spoke to Crystal Dynamics, and it really just puts things into perspective big time. Now first of all, the roadmap to me, I mean sure, like just genuinely speaking, it wasn't exactly 100% what I thought we would see, but when I see what they basically went ahead and said, that's when it starts to make sense. And when I say what they said, I'm talking about like the little discussions after and the mini reveals. Right now, first thing, what it does say on the whole situation with the roadmap, it says we'll be offering some well-timed tie-in events coordinated with Disney Plus Marvel programs, and we'll be releasing more MCU outfits as we collaborate with each production's creative teams. Now that was a no-brainer, because this is something I've been talking about for a very long time, that it's going to tie in with like mainstream media in general when it comes down to like the actual movies, the programs, etc. And that's exactly what's being confirmed to us, so that genuinely does seem exciting. To add to that, this is where things get interesting. It says, we have many plans beyond this most recent roadmap update that stretch into late winter and beyond, including addressing long-standing asks. Now, that's what I really want to speak on, because long-standing asks is basically a lot of things. I mean, literally, right? From, is the plug being pulled? What's happening in 2022? Why didn't we see, you know, the rest of the roadmap? So basically, what we did see was kind of like a partial roadmap of still not even confirming the rest of this year. So it seems like there's going to be an official roadmap, and that yesterday's one technically wasn't the official roadmap, if you get what I mean. Now, just to quickly throw something in the mix here before I forget as well, of course, today was a marketplace update, and there was a brand new cosmetic for Captain America, which was his glowing outfit, which had a brand new shield as well. So I want you guys to leave your thoughts on this real quick, and kind of random to just randomly add into what I'm talking about, but I wanted to say it just to get your opinion before I completely forget. Now, going back onto this roadmap situation, Paul Tassi went ahead and actually spoke to Crystal Dynamics in general, and what it says is, my biggest takeaway from talking to Crystal Dynamics isn't actually on the roadmap, but in fact that they were happy with the way War for Wakanda performed. Even though we didn't get any hard numbers for it, and as such, we now have our first confirmation that yes, Marvel's Avengers is developing 2022 content, which includes new heroes, villains, and missions, though no specifics were listed. We were promised another roadmap, presumably one with some of those heroes and villains on it, before 2021 is over. So yes, Avengers will live on with live content into 2022, which did not seem like a guarantee a month or two ago. And I mean, in a nutshell, it just says how he's happy to see that. And of course, the dream is, besides Spider-Man and the whole fact that he's going to be showing up now, it's pretty much just about, you know, all the old data mines such as Captain Marvel, Winter Soldier, She-Hulk, Loki, Doctor Strange, etc. You get the idea. All of that stuff has been revealed by the almighty Miller, which has done a lot of stuff for the community in general, so big shouts out to Miller as always. So that's where we're basically at right now, and like I said to you, sure, it wasn't exactly 100% what we all expected it to be, but equally I genuinely don't think it's one of those things where it is actually the official reveal they kind of hoped for. And again, I don't know how communication works in this industry in terms of like actually being one studio working on a Spider-Man DLC when there's another studio that has been given the, I guess, the go-ahead to have a dedicated Spider-Man game. Look, I don't know where the crossover is in terms of communication there, but it may well be a situation where they were told like a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, which is completely realistic, may I add, that hey, just to let you know, make sure you don't announce anything for the Spider-Man DLC majorly between said time and said time, right? Because that's going to be the whole reveal for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and that is where they want the attention to be, which of course is a no-brainer, but realistically that goes hand in hand, because if you think about it, there's a big build-up to the new Spider-Man game, which hopefully it does get announced, because that would be incredibly exciting. And then as a result of that, because, I mean, they're not going to announce it today, for example, and be like, hey, it's coming out towards, you know, the end of the year. I mean, that would be great again and all, but it's probably very unlikely, so it may well be a situation of, like, early next year. I mean, really going back on what I just said, you never know, it could actually be the end of the year, but that would just be one hell of a short period, I guess you could say, considering, right, like how the first Spider-Man game worked out. You need that momentum, but unequally it's got its establishment, I guess you could say. So I don't know, don't hold me to any of that stuff. I'm just literally venting how I feel right there on that situation, but the point still stands with where I'm going with what I'm saying, which is they announced a Spider-Man game, you can't play that game right now, and then it just so happens the Spider-Man DLC for Marvel's Avengers is coming out in like a month or two, and that's your kind of like fix between now and then when that other actual dedicated game to Spider-Man releases. I hope you get what I mean and I don't sound a little bit too off with that stuff. To me, logically, that actually does make sense and would kind of not be, you know, a bad thing. If anything, it'd actually be kind of very smart, because Sony have got two exclusives here, may I add. They have a Spider-Man DLC exclusive with Marvel's Avengers and a Spider-Man game exclusive with Insomniac Games. Like, can you not see here where they're just literally going to be utilizing two? And actually, in fact, it's a very, very, very smart marketing move, because naturally it's going to get a lot of people talking, and again, because you can't play that stuff but you might see snippets of it, it's like, hey, give me Spider-Man's DLC on Marvel's Avengers, because guess what? It won't cost you a penny if you have the game already. And the game's dirt cheap now anyway, so can you really consider any of that stuff a loss? I don't think so. But guys, that's going to wrap up this video here. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, as always, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day. Check out the previous videos if you haven't already, and adios amigos.